Hi, I'm Taylor Powell. I'm a sophomore at Clemson, and this is my student dialogue video. I was in the bridge program last year, and coming into Clemson as a sophomore was really interesting. I didn't really have this not freshman experience, but the first year experience as a Clemson student would have. Come in pretty much knowing everything about Clemson, because I was in the bridge last year. Even though I was not on campus, I still know a good bit about Clemson. And the Library 100 was a pretty helpful class, consider it a class, I reckon, to take as a new student or a transfer student. And our new student dialogue for Library 100, we learned a lot of different things. I took the Privilege Through the Clemson Lens, and in the Privilege Through the Clemson Lens, we learned about the privileges of being a Clemson student. Many universities, different colleges, they don't have the same privileges as each other colleges would have. But Clemson, you have a lot more privileges than you recognize, or that you realize actually. The first question in dialogue was, do you feel like your group achieved true dialogue? In my dialogue, or in my group, I felt like we really did achieve true dialogue, because in the first dialogue, or in the first question, the group leader asked about the backgrounds of people, where they come from, how they lived, like why they came to Clemson. Many people from all over, they were all over the state, all over the country. Some were from Ohio, some from South Carolina, some North Carolina, some Florida, some Virginia. So you had a big crowd of different people. Well, that was really an eye-opener, because coming into Clemson, I'm from South Carolina. I thought most people, were all just like me, a lot different. A lot of the same people, but no, they were all a lot different. And I really do feel like our group achieved true dialogue, because our group really got along really well. We all talked about the way where we came from, how we were, how we grew up. Some people grew up Christian and religion. Some people grew up Muslim. Some people grew up just some of them didn't grow up at all with any religion. It was very interesting talking about religion, because it seemed like with our group, we talked more about religion than anything instead of our privileges, but that was just a different aspect of our group. Second question was, were there any active voices in your dialogue? I feel like in our dialogue, everybody was very active, everybody was very participant. There was nobody really felt like they were left out, because everybody felt like they were one, they really had a true opinion, they could really tell it. It was really good, because I felt like if I wasn't pressured at all to say anything, but if I wanted to say something, then I knew that I could say something without being judged. I felt really welcome in my group. And the third question of our dialogue was, what role did I play in our dialogue? In my role, one of the questions that stood out to me was, the group leader asked everybody, what do they think that Clemson, what made them want to go to Clemson more than other places? Well, mine was kind of come back to religion. I grew up in a religious home. I grew up Baptist when I was younger, and I've always been a pretty Christian person. Well, when I come to Clemson, I was very welcomed into the FCA, Fellow Christian Athletes. I felt very welcome, didn't have any problems. Everybody felt like they were one big family. I loved that. It was awesome. And also, even if I wasn't a Christian, like others in our group that weren't Christians, they all had different opinions. Some people weren't Christians, some were Methodist, some not Methodist, but some were Muslim, Buddhist. I mean, it was just different. Everybody still felt like they could get along really well. And the fourth question was, do you see dialogue as a useful tool in Clemson? For me, going to Clemson, I still feel like that it's an awesome tool. If you don't have dialogue, you won't have a good university experience. With dialogue, it means you feel comfortable getting along with everybody. You feel comfortable in your classes to where if you have to ask a question, you can ask a question. You don't have to be pressured to do anything, but yet, if you know that you can get along with everybody good, then you'll have a good time. If you can get the better people get along with each other, the better they learn. It's awesome. I mean, the better you have camaraderie, the better you do everything. It's awesome. But in my dialogue, one big thing was, I don't know if you can see or not, was a bioethics. It was like a social identity, if you will. In the social identity wheel, you had different topics as race, ethnicity, socioeconomic class, gender, sexual orientation, age, your first language, just things that everybody has that might be different than another person's. And in my socioeconomic wheel or social identity wheel, they made us divide the wheel into certain parts. Different parts were different people. It showed which one was more important to you. In mine, I divided mine into religion as most, and then being able to walk as the second, and then national origin and race and gender. I put religion as first because religion's always been big to me. I also put being able to walk because I'm very thankful to walk, because a lot of people get in wrecks and whatnot, and that's just, it's just you're thankful every day to do something that other people can't. And in conclusion to all of this, I really think this Library 100 was a great class, because it offered me to learn a lot about other people's lives. It offered me a big opportunity to do something I would have never done before. It really got me to learn about what other people, how they grew up, and what they go through every day, and know that if I do have problems with somebody, then I can work it out and get along with everybody well. I appreciate this experience, and thank you very much. Bye.